A year ago, I made a video saying Caffeine Machine had lost its way. Some of you agreed, a lot of you didn't. Last week, one of their sites, TheBowl, out in Bedfordshire, quietly went up for sale. Phil posted on Facebook about it with a simple message. We lease it, we don't own it. Caffeine Machine isn't closing. Or is it? I want to be upfront about something before we go any further. I'm not here to have a go at Phil. I'm not naming names in this video, I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm a customer, like a lot of you watching this video are as well. We care about these places, that's why any of us is paying any attention to a pub sale in Bedfordshire. So I did what any of us could do. I went and looked at the public records. And what's there raised some honest questions that I think we're allowed to ask. Quick facts first. The Bowl is on the market for 1.2 million through an agent named Sydney Phillips. Nothing unusual about a pub going up for sale on its own. But the agent's own sales brochure is where it gets a little bit interesting. Buried in the location section, they're not actually selling a pub, they're selling proximity. This site sits next to the old Stuart B. Bricks Works, the location for the new Universal Studios theme park. 476 acres, 8.5 million visitors expected each year, with construction starting approximately as early as next year. The agent's own words, this is the best positioned licensed premises to benefit from this. So someone's sitting on land next to what could be the biggest tourist development constructed in the UK for decades. Fair enough, but who? Phil said, Caffeine Machine don't own the building, they lease it. Fair and true. So I went to the Land Registry. It cost £7 and I actually pulled the title. The freehold is owned by a property company, not Caffeine Machine. A completely separate property company that formed the same year the deal happened. That bought the freehold and leased it back to Caffeine Machine on a 10-year lease. That's called a sale and lease back. Totally legal, totally normal. Lots of pubs and restaurant groups do it. This frees up cash while you're still trading out of the same building. Nothing sinister about the structure itself. But here's where it stopped feeling like a footnote for me. When you actually look who's involved in that landlord company, and I'm choosing not to put names on screen here, because that's not what this video is about. There's a crossover with people who have held positions in Caffeine Machine. Not a stranger who spotted an opportunity, but someone with a foot in both rooms. And when I had a look into Caffeine Machine's own filed accounts, which anyone can do, is public information, a few things stood out. The most recent record shows the company moved from the black into several hundreds of thousands of pounds into the red. Amounts owed to HMRC for tax and national insurance tripled year on year. And at the same time all this was happening with the Bowl, there were also significant changes to who controls the parent company. New names coming in as the founder's holding company, and also one of the original directors stepped back. I'm not saying any of that is wrongdoing, and I want to be really clear about that. None of it has to mean anything sinister. Businesses restructure, take on investment, and refinance. That's just normal. But it's a genuinely different picture to we just lease the building off somebody. And I think as customers we're allowed to notice that gap. And that's really what this video is about. Not proving a theory, just being honest that the full picture is a little bit bigger than one Facebook post suggested. And that, as the people who actually go to these places, spend our money there, bring our cars, bring our friends, we're not just customers. We're the community that makes running a venue like this worthwhile in the first place. I said this at the end of my last video, and I still believe it. We love these venues, genuinely. That's the only reason any of this matters to us. But loving something also means caring enough to ask questions when the story we're told doesn't quite match the record. We're not asking for secrecy. We're asking to be levelled with. If a venue wants our loyalty, our bookings, our events, our regular visits, the least it owes us back is honesty about where it's actually headed. If that's not there, people don't stay angry. They just quietly go and find somewhere that does listen. That's just what community looks like, and it's a two-way thing. So, is Caffeine Machine in trouble? Genuinely, I don't know. And I don't think this video proves either way. What I do know is the records are public, and they're free. Well, nearly free to access. I'd rather show you exactly what I found and then you can draw your own conclusions rather than me telling you what to think. Everything I've referenced, the Land Registry documents, company's house, I'll leave it in the links below. Go and look yourselves, that's kind of the point. If Phil or anyone at Caffeine Machine want to add context to this, genuinely, my doors are open. I'll happily put it in the next video. Catch you in the next one. Ciao.
So this is how we end up. Shades of blue and gray. I feel just like I never